morning, everyone. Where shall I start? Usually say from the beginning. First, I'd like to compliment the members of the table. It is a real pleasure to be here. It's my first trip to India, and I'm not going to enter too much into this because from my presentation in the little while, you will see why I have a certain link to Indian people, let's say, this way, okay? But here I am for the next few minutes I will be talking about the Institute of Religious Tourism Coverage. It started in 2003, and who took the initiative? A tourism board. So when we have someone here from the Regional Tourism Board, back in 2003, we received this invitation, I received this invitation, to put together a group of international experts in the religious tourism field, religious tourism pilgrimage field, and meet in Fatima in Portugal. One of the people who, we had about 20 people at this meeting, and one who was supposed to be there sent a paper, was published in the proceedings of that meeting, but was unable to make it, Professor Singh. So we've been, it's been a while, 20 years that we've been knowing one another, exchanging mails with one another. Occasionally I receive an email from Professor Singh, very colorful emails, I should say. And it's been a real pleasure. It's been a long journey. It's been 21 years, a very good journey, a very productive journey. I met some wonderful people along the way. Two examples there that we've been working together all these years. But one person that is not able to be here today for visa difficulties was Razak Raj. He is also a member of the executive of the board of the Institute. And I remember back in 2003 when I received, I don't know if we had emails, I think it was faxes still at the time, I'm not sure. I received a communication from him saying, you know, I don't know if I should go to Port or to Lisbon to get to Fatima. I said, don't worry, come to Port, I'll drive down from Vienna, pick you up, and then we'll drive together to Fatima. And that left a mark in Razak, saying, you know, this guy in Vienna de Castelo, I've never met him, I don't know who he is, and he's offered to pick me up, take me down to Fatima, drive me up again, and before we actually met, we already had a relationship going. We had something going. And this has, along these 20 years, kept us focused on what we need to do. And what we propose doing is what we are doing here today, is meeting, gathering religious tourism pilgrimage experts to come together, exchange ideas, decide what sort of tourism road do we want to take, because there are various ways to look at tourism and how we want to develop tourism. It was pointed out how the number of tourists that we get in many destinations. I'm one that I prefer to look at the expenditure. I prefer the expense of tourism. I prefer to look at how much they spend and not how many actually come. So different ways of looking at this. So during these 20 years, we've had many book publications, many books being published. We had a journal that we launched, Index by Scopus. So we have our own journal. So from this event, we will have a meeting Friday, I believe, about publications. You know, now what? You know, we have these papers, we have these wonderful ideas. What do we do with it? Okay, so we will be talking about that on Friday. And what we do is we disseminate. We reach out. We started the annual conference a few years ago, 2003, and since then it's been pretty much annually. And for the first 19 years or so, 18 years, it was all in Europe. Once a year in Europe, an annual conference. And then 3 years ago, we decided, okay, let's diversify. Let's go into Asia Pacific. And we had our first meeting conference in Vietnam. And since 2003, it was the first conference that I missed. I could not be in Vietnam. Last year I did go with my colleague Goretti, and Harris was there, and I was there. We went to Indonesia, and this year in India had some difficulties. There was some obstacles in the way. I said, India, I have to go here, and very glad that I did make it, because from the very moment that I arrived at the airport, the smiles of the people waiting for me, the students who were waiting for me, for us, the smile, the politeness, the ready to, and I was looking at the quotes that you have here throughout. Actually, I've been taking pictures of the quotes in the halls here, and there was one that says, the customer is never wrong. It doesn't say the customer is always right, it says the customer is never wrong. And the way you approach your customer is fantastic. It's not a question of politeness in terms of it's a customer, you have to treat them well. No, it's a cultural thing. It's something that you do naturally. And that's unique. That distinguishes India as a culture. It's something that tourists increasingly, again, I don't want to get too much into this because that'll be my presentation in a few minutes. But it's been wonderful. And arriving here yesterday, it's just fabulous. Everyone just ready to help. I heard more than once. Anything you need, let us know. We will be glad to get it for you. It's been just fantastic. And I'm sure that it will be like this the rest of the week. So I am very glad to be here. I thank you all for the invitation to be here. And look forward to this coming week. Thank you so much.
Because when we are talking about pilgrimage system, in my opinion, no way can be training in pilgrimage. So this one thing I would like to share with you. The journey started, first stage 1972-73. It's already 52 years past. Okay? Now you can see the symbolic relation, 52 sacred sites related to Mother Goddess in India. Okay? If you can plot on the map what we have done, that was a project from MIT and Astrophysics Department, University of Colorado. Then we find something what we call sacred geometry, with all astrophysical phenomena, etc. So generally one side we think that these are only description in the text, but modern science says no, it has at least 80 to 90% scientific investigation or roots in the ground. So that is the way. So again, let me say another thing, like you can just count 5 persons here, okay? Panchabhuta Parmeshwara. So you know Feng Shui very well. What about our Panchabhuta? So we have worked in China, and 2-3 years ago, before COVID, they have accepted that the whole system of Feng Shui, Feng Shui in Korea all came from India. Generally we say that it is 9th, 10th century, but we find all that evidence and publish that in Korean and Chinese, that history goes at least 1st century. So these are the things like this. The route is like this. 2 words only we have to say. We start from the Rig Veda, Ayatariya Brahmana. What is the last and ultimate aim of your life? What you want? You can see the biography of the great scientists, Nobel laureates, etc., the founders of, it may be Einstein, Oppenheimer, the whole list. And you can try to see what was their aim. They all wanted where I am, go ahamakuta ayata, where I am in the cosmos, and want to express this. That was the ultimate. And exactly that is the root of pilgrimage. What in modern context generally we say religious tourism, that is a modern way to approach, but there is no word like tourism in at least ancient Indian literature. That is called tirtha. And tirth means cross from this world to another. Not translated like ford and going from this side to another side, no. It is from humanity, just to cross to link with the divine feeling. The moment you make the bridge, and that's why the whole book was written, that is called Three Bridge by Vachaspati, that is 11th century. That defined that how you have to awaken your super consciousness of mind and then try to reach, and you reach something level, what we call nowadays, very popularly we cite Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is from Atharva Veda. The whole world is a family. So this is the one of the essence of what we call this pilgrimage. And nowadays we are talking like religious tourism. I prefer to call always to Tirthayatri. We all are passing like this from the birth to that. And then you can see symbolic things like you go to Maharashtra, out of 56 ancient temple and shrines and images of Ganesha, 27 in Maharashtra. We have done, this is nothing like my work. So don't consider I am his father at all or anything, no. It is all, you can say, co-pilgrimage. What I always say, you are all co-pilgrims. The journey started in 1972 and now coming up to this. So what we tried to see that what does it mean? Why 56 only? And then we find that metaphysically you can analyze the whole India, it is going like this. So it is like 8 direction, 7 Kundalini, you multiply 56. 56 character in stages of life from birth to death, and all represented to the sacred sites. So these are the, not only in India, you find at least 4 or 5 countries we have worked and you find that the roots are there. So one more point. Several times what happened, that we got a preconceived concept. Just one example, that 9th, 10th century, from here, things gone, metaphysical or religious things gone to China, from China to Japan and Korea, etc., etc. But recent researchers said the latest already published. Whatever I am talking you already published in standard journals and reports also. The year is 48 only. That a queen gone from Ayodhya, which is in North India, now you all know Ayodhya, quite famous due to Modi ji. So from Ayodhya, the queen gone to Korea, and 60% population of Korea belong to that. So now they have started a different type of, it is not like you can say only religious tourism, but you can see they are coming since last 5 years, 100 people related to that family, all complete in that way, the Indo-Korean things, without any language, without anything, interaction, the deep sharing. So we call the another perspective co-sharing. So this is the way I wanted to share. The rest other things we will talk in our paper presentation. And my good friend, so after 21 years, that is good period I think for pilgrimage, co-sharing and then physical touch. Only after 21 years. Of course, with Darius we have been in Italy and other countries also performing pilgrimage, etc. So the life itself is a pilgrimage. How you are going to take this? I don't know how many of you are called young. If you go to the things, about 6 years, 7 years, he was sadhu monk in Himalaya. The great writer, Marcia Eliade, sacred and profane, the mastermind who has introduced scientific study of religion, first time in Chicago. That department name is the Department of Scientific Study of Religion. Marcia Eliade, 7 years in the Himalaya. And then he tried to write down what is sacred, what is profane. There is nothing like that. It is your intention, how you see. This is the way the pilgrimage is going on. Thank you very much.